Hello everybody, this is Diane. Today is Saturday and I'm going to do a little bit of Scrapistry again. Not what I really had in mind for today's Scrapistry project, but something that I just felt like I wanted to do. But before we get into that, I want to share with you a new digital Etsy shop that I found. It is called Sweet Pea Curiosities, and she has some really unique and interesting journal kits and digital kits. So I got this one. I think I got a few, but I didn't print them all. I used to like buy a kit and then print it, and then I have a bunch of stuff that I printed already and I haven't used. But I had to see this one. So this one is Artist. I think it's just called Artist. But I will link this particular kit in the description below. So it is a bunch of color wheels and spectrums and color swatches, and it is for an artist, like you would see a artist notebook. And I loved them. I think I'm going to have to make myself a journal with these in addition to making one to sell, or at least one. But I love the colors here, and I did have these in my folders. Sorry, my folders of digital, digital pages. I don't remember where this came from, but I just thought that they went well with these pages, so I printed a variety of things on the backs. It is not a part of this kit, but you see this grid. I had a grid similar to this. Well, that's what that is. Okay, so, all right, let's just look at them. So we've got some pages. I think there might be 7 pages, and then there are some ephemera pages also. And I printed this on the back, which is not a part of this kit. And then the digitals, we have some journal cards, advertisements for artist materials, and color wheel. Look at the paints. Well, I don't know what that is. It just says New Style Improved Phoenix Gold Package, but I don't know what it is. I'd have to read that little print. But there's a watercolor set there and some pencils and the rubber erasers, gray and pink rubber. So I printed some things on cardstock. So this one I did, and this one I printed on cardstock because it has more journal cards and then these little fussy cut pieces. I love this row of old paints, probably oil paints, Winsor and Newton. Look at that. That is so cute. I like it. Crayons. The artist palette here. And these I printed on paper because the flaps, I like them to be on paper because they're easier to fold. Though these designs are on the pages that we looked at, like that. Just little things, little stamps, circle, pockets, corner pockets. Oh, there's another page. This is 2 pages printed on 1 page because they were pretty big. I'll show you. That is a page of belly bands, and there are 2 pages of belly bands. So if I'm making a big enough journal, I can use them, but I did also print them again, 2 to a page, so I can have smaller size belly bands. And some more cards and some labels. and some tags. These are so beautiful. Love the paint brushes. I love the color swatches. I like them all. And then there are some plain. These are the backgrounds that you see on the pages without the embellishment, so I could embellish them any way I want to. Isn't that fun? I don't know when I'm going to make this, but I do have pages from art books that I have found over the years at flea markets and things. So I can, use those too for pages in the journal and maybe embellishments. I don't know, but I just had to have this and I had to print it and see what it was like. So now let's get into our Scrapistry session for today. So I decided to use some of my larger pieces of scrapbook paper because with what I have in mind, I can also use some of my large collection of vintage photos. Look at that. This is heavy. Some of them are cabinet cards, but some of them are just black and white photos that were taken out of somebody's photo album. So I'm just going to grab a bunch, and it's going to be a simple project, but I need to get using some of these things. I just want to use more like the just typical photographs that you'd find in an old album. Nothing fancy. So I'm going to take a piece of paper out of my box that you just saw, and I'm going to select a photograph that I can put on it. This one is torn, but I think it's okay to use that. And you have seen me take my cut off strips of paper and just fold them and corner punch the edges around them and just put them in a pocket. So that's what I want to do, but I want to add a photo to it, so it's not just plain. That's it. And there might end up being some other embellishments on them at some point. So I need to know how wide I can cut this. Let's do 3.5 inches. I should have put black thread in my machine, but I didn't. What am I doing? I'm going to get my corner puncher. I got up out of my chair and then forgot why. Do you ever do that? And I'm grabbing some embellishment binders just in case I want to do a little extra. And another thing I should do to make it easier to sew this on, I'm just going to put a little dab of glue there to hold it in place. Now, these Scrapistry episodes that I'm doing to use up some of my pieces while I'm organizing, they're very simple because I want to be able to do a lot in a short time. So you could take my ideas, my very simple ideas, and do something fancier. Well, I guess this isn't what I want. You could, add to them, and some of my pieces I might add to anyway eventually. But my idea is to just use up as many as I can in the short period of time. This is someone's handmade tablecloth. It's crocheted and it's on a piece of quilt, and I really like that, and I like it on that bright. But let me see if there's another page that would work better. Maybe something a little more old-fashioned looking. Although I do like mixing the old with the new. I don't have as many scrap pieces, big scrap pieces as I used to, because I use them to make, oh, I've got these pieces. They're not scraps, but I love that blue and white. I use them to make large pages. I sew the pieces together to make large pages. How about that? Let's try that. Don't get me wrong, I still have a lot, which is why I'm still doing my Scrapistry. I think I like that design with it. I just decided to put another one together while the glue dried on that. I think I can make this a little bit shorter too, because some of my journals won't take the bigger pieces. What I should be doing today is cleaning in here, but I wanted to get another Scrapistry episode in. It's an unusual Saturday. I'm going to be going out for dinner with my kids. I have less than 2 hours before I have to be ready to go, but today would have been my husband's birthday. So we like to go out to one of his favorite places, which is Texas Roadhouse. And I also we all really enjoy it, so we like to do that if we can on his birthday. I made a cake, and I didn't realize that I was out of confectionery sugar, so I didn't make the icing yet. I like that one. So I spend some time on his birthday just kind of reading things in my journal about us and remembering. I just feel like I need to take some quiet time to reflect and remember. So I did that. And so I don't have a lot of time to be doing this, and it's not necessary. I can take a day off from doing stuff in here, but I feel like doing this, so I'm going to. Some of them will just be journal cards instead of folded over things. I think that's probably more than we're going to have time to do here, so doesn't stop me from looking though, does it? Okay, that's enough. Stop. I can sew these two, I'm sure. Oh, sometimes, I don't think like I should. This is folded over. It's not going to open up for journaling if I sew it closed. It's going to have holes in the back. Maybe I'll put this in one of my journals, because I do like that picture, and I like that it's torn even. and it was glued. Well, that part can stay. The glue can stay. Isn't that sweet? Okay, let's do that again. I swung a little wide there. There's one, and I'm going to look for some embellishments after I sew this one on. You could put another contrasting, like a printed paper, because this doesn't really have a print. It's got a slight, like a woven type of look to it, but I could have put a printed pattern behind the photo. This one, instead of doing the messy stitching, I'm just going to do nice straight stitching on the border of the photo. So if you're looking for ideas to use up scraps, I've been doing Scrapistry videos every weekend. I think I missed one weekend because I was busy. But most weekends in February and March. I wanted to take those 2 months to focus on using up some scraps on the weekends. And that also stops me from working on a journal or something, because I'm trying to train myself that I don't have to keep working on a journal on the weekend. I can take a break and play around with other stuff. So you can check out my videos if you wanted to go back into February and March and see what I've done. Some of them are paper scraps and some of them are fabric scraps, and with some I use rubber stamps. I don't even remember what all I've done. And I was planning on doing more rubber stamping with my littler basket of scraps. That's just a nasturtium. It's a digital stamp, but I need to ink around it. I cut my digital stamps with my stamp edged scissors, but there's a little bit of white, so I just want to put a little ink on there and add that. That's just a little embellishment that I can do. Oh, let's try one of these. I have these pretty ladies. I can find one that's the right size for that. Oh, there's some children too. But this is a lady's tablecloth that she made. So I'd like to put a lady on it. I like her. I'm not even going to ink around her. I got these from Amazon. They didn't come right from Amazon. They came from a different vendor, outside vendor, but I found them on Amazon. I'll see if I can find the link for that also. Let's see what else we can find. I'll look for a photo and then find a piece of paper that I like with the photo. It's a little girl on a swing. I like that this photo is damaged, and I like this pink polka dot with it. Put that on a little crooked. And what can I add to it? It's upside down. Whoops. I want something to contrast with the pink background. I like that. I don't want to take up too much time looking for things. But I do have some leaves here that I might be able to add. Yeah, that helps. I like these small ones, but they're not cut apart. Okay. That slid right in there. Sorry guys. I just want to clean up as I go today. that glue dry a little bit. Some men in uniform. Some ladies standing by a garden. It's a nice family photo. This one is damaged. It was stuck to the scrapbook, but I really like the picture and I'm going to use it in this way so I can glue it down to a background. And that hole won't be so noticeable maybe. Oh, I have this pad of grays and blacks, so I might lay it on that because it's a gray background. Still shows up quite a bit. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to avoid that showing, but I think that looks better than just putting it on the colored paper. Her name's Hazel. I'll let that dry, and I will sew this one. Oh, I did it again. What is wrong with me? You're probably all yelling at me. This isn't my best day of the year, you guys. Can't believe I did it again. I'm sorry. We all have days when we're distracted. Perhaps I shouldn't be trying to do things when I'm feeling distracted, but this is helping me be distracted from what I'm distracted by. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go again. If you watch my videos a lot, you know I make a lot of mistakes. Some mistakes I can fix, some I camouflage, which usually ends up being a happy accident. And some I just go with, and some I just trash them and start over. But that doesn't happen often. I usually can either fix it or camouflage it. I feel like there needs to be another leaf there. Yeah. I'm actually not working on a journal currently. I finished the tulip one. Like I said, today's Saturday, and I think I'm putting the tulip one in the shop on Monday. You'll probably see this video after that. So I'm in between journals right now. And I think that one turned out cute. I'd like to put this one on this. Don't think I can do it folding it in half, so this will be just a journal card or a tag. Maybe we'll make it into a tag. Get out my scraps of lace. That could be journaled on. I was wondering if I needed to add paper to the back of it, but I am going to sew on it. There'll be stitching on the back. I'm not going to glue that down. I'm just going to sew. I'm going to use a zigzag stitch so I catch the border of the photograph and some more of the matte paper that I used behind it. Just grabbing my paper scissors. I don't want to cover her name. I think that looks pretty there. Do I need something bigger? If I can get them out. Kind of like that. Oh, I like that one. My neighbor's doing stuff with his loud car again. Like he knows when I'm doing a video. Or trying to take a nap. And then I'll put something up here at some point. Maybe instead of putting a hole in it and seam binding or something, I'll just put a little pretty piece of lace at the top. So if you have old photographs, this would be a fun project for you to use up scraps, or you can use digital pictures or images out of books. So there's a lot of stitching here, but you can write up here and in that space. That's pretty. I don't have a lot of time left, but I think I will at least select another picture and a paper, and then I'll probably stop the video and get ready for my outing with my kids. That's just a building. I could do one with a building. And I think I like this for that. And I think for this one, I'll leave it open at the top to make a little pocket. So I want to back it onto something. And the little black edges from the scrapbook that were sticking out. Doesn't need to be quite this big. I want it to be far enough down that it can be a pocket, and something can stick up above it, but I want there to be some space above the picture. And before I go, just going to see what kind of embellishment I might want to put on there. If I can find something real quick. Maybe I should look at my stamped pieces. I took all of my stamped pieces out of here. Oh, I missed one. But I have a lot of empty spaces now because I had more stamped things that I had hand stamped. I had more of those than I thought I did. Stack of books. I don't know what kind of building this is. It could be part of a university. This is just a calendar. Look at all those empty spaces. These were embossed with my impresslets. It's a little too big. Don't like it with the books. Okay, I have one more thing I want to try. Maybe along with that. And I'm sorry if the camera shuts off. Got my numbers, all my numbers. Guess I'll just go with that. Alright, so I am going to put this on something, so it'll be a little bit sturdier. And I will sew it to the front as a pocket. And then I will just add this little embellishment with the number on it. So when I do that, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that we did today. That's quite a bit in the time that we had. Thank you for watching. I hope that you feel inspired to get out some scraps and make some pretty ephemera. And I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.